All right, guys. Well, welcome to our second week of Coach Basics. We're going to talk about a couple pretty important topics, but we'll leave a ton of time for us to get to know a little bit more about what's happening in your business and to answer some of your questions. So I think one of the major topics right now that I want to make sure that everyone is doing is your PD, your personal development. So is everyone finding time to squeeze that in every day? Okay. What do you think? Are you finding that it is helping you? Do you feel like it's having a positive impact on you at this point?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. What do you like? What do you like about it? Like, what does it do for you? What feeling does it give you?
Well, with GoPro, I feel like, a lot of the training I've been getting in the back office and everything, the GoPro, it's just kind of reiterating it and going over some of the same points about the 5-step invitations and about making a relationship, building a relationship first before you jump in, don't pounce on the people, build trust and rapport, and just how to follow up and things. So I think it's good between that and the coach training online. It's a good mix.
Okay, good.
Repetition, yeah.
Have you finished GoPro yet? Or are you still working on it?
No, I think I'm like halfway through it. Okay. So I listen in the car on my way home.
Good, that's what I do too. And Susan, what do you think so far?
So far, so good. I'm technically 46% through GoPro.
Okay.
I don't do audiobooks. I can't pay attention enough to listen. Okay. But I like it. I was able to connect with someone who last week had mentioned wanting to do the 21-day fix. I had been interested in, so I was like, I decided to do it, and I went to her and I was like, look, I'm doing it. I want you to do it with me so that we can be accountable to each other. And do you know, and then again, like what was in GoPro, do you know anyone else that wants to do it or would be interested in? So trying to get that dialogue going.
Good. Super. Okay. Sharon, I don't think you can talk, huh? I don't think you have a mic. Okay. Well, you can always throw some questions in the chat or any comments, and we'll take a peek at those. Okay. All right. So great. I'm glad you guys are sticking with it. You're going to see that as time goes on through your coaching career, that the PD really makes a big difference. Especially when you move beyond the basics and you start really reading into developing yourself personally and not just about the business, where you're really diving in and you're starting to find yourself. It really makes a huge impact in your consistency and keeping yourself positive and moving along every day. So I usually start off with my PD if I can in the morning, or I'll do it in the car like you had said, so it's really good. Okay, challenge groups. So challenge groups are the cornerstone of our business. So that's where we pull everyone together, and that's what makes the big difference in what we have to offer. Not only do we have the fitness programs and our nutrition and the support of you as the coach, but we also have the support of and the motivation of the group that you can pull people into, and it really becomes that family, that team of people all helping each other. So it really makes a huge difference and an impact in what you have to offer your potential clients. So what I'd like to hear a little bit more from you guys. What have you done so far? Have you planned your challenge group? What is it? Do you have any questions about it? Let's hear you guys talk a little bit about it. You want to go first? Ashley?
I'm starting one on Monday, actually, 21-day fix challenge group, and there's 7 girls in it. Great. So I pulled online from the marketing, like the guide kind of to go through it, like the prep and what to post every day. Looking into that, so I've been reading up on that. So I feel pretty confident in it, and they're all close friends, and we have a good group, so very supportive.
Okay, super. Yeah, those guides in the back office are good. I would say definitely put a little heart into it. A lot of those guides are pretty scripted. Mm-hmm. So, take them and
Right.
use them like for ideas, but then put your own little twist to it so it feels more personal.
An outline.
Yeah, I think that's good. And then throw some different things in there.
Yeah.
Throw, questions in there. Questions work really good in challenge groups, especially as the participation starts to decline. You're going to see that everyone is gung-ho. Can't wait to get started and participates, posts, comments throughout, the first few days up through the week, and then you'll see it starts to drop off. So you need to keep people involved and keep them moving and engaged. So the way you do that a lot of times is, not only posting just motivation, but posting questions, get them to engage in the group. And a lot of times what us coaches do is when we start a challenge group, we post a video as an introduction, because that becomes that more of a personal touch with your individuals that are in the group. So you might want to, post an introduction, say, hey, welcome to the challenge group. I'm excited. I can't wait to do this with you. And talk to them about some of the expectations. I'm here to support you. We're going to do this together. If we all engage and we all support each other, we'll be that much more successful, that sort of thing. So I think that really makes a big difference. And posting as much motivation as you possibly can, along with your own pics of your workouts. So I think, you'll get a good gist, and your upline will help you figure out, and you'll follow along as to what they do. But we have found some certain things that we do brings more engagement to the group. All right, CJ, what about you? Have you planned your challenge group yet?
So my struggle, and I actually was talking to my coach about this yesterday, is that I love to be able to do like a squat challenge for a week or that sort of thing. But because I'm personally going through physical therapy for a dysfunctional pelvis, I have like a pretty strict regimen of like core and like hip strengthening stuff that I need to do every day. Which is why this is why I'm going to do it, like starting in May, the 21-day fix, then try to make that into the challenge group as a way for me to look at portion control and nutrition in combination to what I need to do to get back to being able to train the way I like to be able to do and do everything I like to be able to do. So that's kind of my plan. And then right now, this morning, I went online and looked at kind of like visually appealing inspirational quotes that all connected to taking control of like your healthy lifestyle, so that I can like really promote that as a challenge group, so that hopefully I get more people that want to engage in it and then are contacting me. So that's kind of what I've hoped, but I've been struggling with what to do because I can't do that much outside my physical therapy.
Got it. Yeah, the free groups are great, and that's a great way to start, because what you're doing is offering value to the people that you're connected with, so they just don't think that you're there just to sell them a product. That you're there to really invest your time and effort and provide value in helping them as best as you possibly can. And then that's where a lot of people come in, and then you can begin to form with them more, and it opens the door to the next step of saying, okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this free group. I hope it was helpful for you. I'm also planning this group next, and this is the focus of this group, and I'd love if you'd like to take the next step and join us, that sort of thing. So I think it creates that stepping stone, and it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable with approaching them about one of the programs. So that's great. And then, it sort of gets your feet wet in learning and understanding how to start a challenge group and then talk to people throughout and post. So that's good. Hey, Margaret, welcome.
How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for joining us. So we are talking about challenge groups. We're talking about challenge groups that you may have started to plan for, or that you've already begun and opened up. And we want to just hear sort of what you have done thus far, and if you have any questions.
Pretty much right now, I've just asked people if they were willing to join a challenge group at this point. had a couple responses. I have one prospect right now to sign up for Shakeology. So I was just in contact with her, giving her the information, and she seemed excited about it. I used something from the GoPro that I learned, the if I then, or if I would you. So I thought that worked out great.
Yeah.
And I was actually excited to see that work out. So
that's super. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, always ask a question, because if you leave it open-ended, 9 times out of 10 you won't get an answer. So
yeah,
when you are forming or asking or inviting, always end with a question. Don't say, "Hey, let me know if this sounds good or if you're interested," because they probably won't. So unless they're really, really interested in getting going. But cool. All right, great. So the other thing I wanted to just touch on are your posts, your social media posts. How do you feel you guys are doing so far? Are you feeling comfortable with creating your message and including some value and making sure that as you're reading and writing and reading your posts, that you believe it is creating value to the reader? That's really important. You want to make sure that when you're developing your posts, that there's some meat to it, that you're showing people that not only are you getting on your health and fitness journey, but there's something that you're sharing that could be of value to the reader. So how do you guys think you're doing so far with that? Anyone?
Is it just me? I'm having a hard time hearing. It's a lot of breaking up. That's just on my end.
I don't know. Is anybody else having trouble?
It was cutting out a little bit for me.
Okay.
I couldn't hear half of the things you said.
Okay. So how do you guys feel you're doing on your social media posts? Do you feel like you're able to develop a valuable message, and not just, hey, here's my sweaty workout pic? What types of things are you writing about? How do you feel about it?
I'm wondering, but sometimes I have to think about what to write. I don't know what to put on, but I've been trying to do my story of getting back in shape after having 2 kids and trying to make it personal and connect with people. So for the most part, I think I'm doing good.
Perfect. Yeah, that's definitely what you want to show, that there's substance to what you're writing, and that you're constantly sharing and providing some kind of value, just something that somebody may pick up and read and say, "Oh, wow, that makes sense," that sort of thing. Okay. All right. Does anybody else have anything regarding their social media posts? Any questions or concerns on how to post or what to post? Are you having any trouble thinking about how to craft your message?
I just find it hard. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, I just find it hard to get the 4 posts in a day,
Okay.
and how to space them out. I know I'm able to sometimes get them, but then at the same time, I feel as if I'm posting too much, because it's the same people that are constantly seeing it. So I feel like I'm not hitting as many people, but maybe that's just my friends group isn't really checking it as often, or it's the same people that are always online. I don't know.
Okay, so there could be a couple things there. So yes, definitely space them out. The standard times are 9 in the morning, noon time, and 9 at night. But you got to do it, you have to sort of test out your posts and determine what you think based on your network, when they're on and when they're going to see your posts. Like, for instance, for me, I post at 6 in the morning. I post right around lunchtime, and then I post between 8:30 and 9, because that's when my network seems to see my posts the most. And that's when I get the most activity. So as you begin to post, pay attention, play around with the times a little bit, and see when you're getting the most activity. The other thing is, Facebook begins to learn who you interact with, and vice versa, who interacts with your posts. So you have to make it a point to start going on other people's pages, commenting and liking, because the more you do that, the more they're going to see your posts. And that's the reason why you might be only seeing the same people, because those are maybe the same people you normally interact with. Now you have to open up your network and broaden it and get onto their pages. So make it a point, either have a list, or you can even make a list in Facebook. There's a way to make groups or lists where you can put individuals into certain categories, and you can just click there and it'll give you just their posts as opposed to your entire network. So you have to determine how you want to go about it. But if you have a certain list of prospects, maybe 10 or 20 people that you want to begin forming with, and you want them to begin seeing your message, make sure you go on their pages and you start liking and commenting, because then your post will show up in their feed. That's generally how you want to do. That's how you start expanding.
Do you send information on how to do those groups or how to make that group?
Yeah, I'll post it in the group. I don't remember off the top of my head.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, one more topic because it's 8:49. Objections. How do you guys think you're doing? Are you finding that when you're forming or you're starting to talk to people, are you are you confronted with objections? And which objections are they? Are they money objections? Are they time? What is it? Talk to me, and then let's try to figure out how we can get you through some of those objections.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The one objection that I've had so far, at least from somebody that I was in the Army with, is money. And I think it's part of that is just that he's trying to make a decision on which program he wants and how he can select the right one that can encourage his wife to join in on it also. I'm being patient with him, and I'm working with him, whatever it takes to get him to make that decision. I know that this one's probably going to take a little bit of time, but the one issue that I've encountered so far is money, and that's even with the programs and the challenge packs, Shakeology, whatever it is. But some tools that I had read or learned about that I'm trying to use to help people overcome those objections that they have, or that they might be turned off. There's ways to get around it, and I'm learning those.
Absolutely, and the money is the biggest objection. The first and foremost, break it down for them. Anytime somebody hears $130, $140, $160, whatever the cost is, they immediately think, oh my God, sticker shock. Break it down for them by the day. That's the first thing that I do. I say, listen, you're spending $4 a day on a meal that you could never buy or pull together with the same level of nutrition and ease and simplicity. So that's the first thing I do. And then I'll talk to them about it's an investment in their health. So even if they're spending $1 or more a day versus what they might spend buying a lunch or making their lunch, which they're not going to be able to do for $4 a day, it's an investment in themselves. That's the biggest objection, and that's the way in which I generally answer it.
I think that my person will find it worthwhile to spend the money, no matter what. He's still in the Army, so it's worthwhile for him to get in shape. And I'm trying to approach him with the program that Beachbody has for active military and veterans, and using that. I think this one's just going to take a little bit of time. I don't think it's the money. I think he's just having some other hesitations as well. Yeah,
and sometimes because they're concerned or they're scared or they just don't know how to react, money is the first objection that they throw out there, and sometimes maybe it's not that. So you also have to consider that as well. And a lot of times what I'll do is, outside of just telling them, listen, it's $4 a day. You're never going to get that level of nutrition in a meal that you buy or prepare. But you can also tell them, hey, listen, I would be more than willing to look at your daily spend. What is your budget? What do you normally spend money on? If you generally stop for a coffee and a bagel every morning, you're undoubtedly going to spend $4 and you're not going to get nearly the same nutrition. So this could be a replacement for that cost and for that daily stop. Why don't you try give it a try, and you'll see how much more it benefits you, and you'll basically be breaking even every day. So that's another way to go about it. Take a look at their day. Offer that for them to do things with you, because sometimes a lot of people don't even realize what they spend money on throughout the day, and that they can easily find $4 in their day just to invest in themselves. Okay, so the other objection could be time. I just don't have the time. That's another big objection. So that's where you need to break it down for them again and just tell them, listen, our programs are generally 30 minutes. Some of them, like our newest one is 22 minutes. 30 minutes is nothing in a 24-hour period. If you can't find 30 minutes to invest in yourself, then you really just don't want to. That's really what it is. So you have to get a little deeper with them and see really what is the objection. And in terms of the nutrition, definitely play up the 21-day nutrition program, how effective it is and how it works with all of our programs, how easy it is. Talk to them about your experience if you've been doing it. If you haven't, then, use some of the information that's available to us in our back office. But definitely get down to the heart. A lot of times the objection is that they're just scared or they're not sure what to do, and they're going to just come up with some sort of objection. Everybody needs health and fitness. Unless they are a gym rat, unless they, eat super healthy every day, you're not going to come upon a lot of these individuals. They're far and few. So people really do need our help. You just have to kind of dive in and break through the barrier a little bit. Okay, so it's 8:55. I don't want to keep talking. I'll leave it open a little bit for you guys. We have a few more minutes. Is there anything specific that you guys would like to ask or talk about in the next couple minutes before we get on our 9 o'clock call? Any topic, anything, any? Okay.
Now that I'm trying to find and invite, people to come on as coaches, how do I do that? Like, that conversation.
Wait, repeat that. I lost you.
Trying to invite coaches on now. How do I start that conversation or post on Facebook? That's a good way to start conversations about bringing someone on to coach with me.
Okay, that's a really good question. I'm going to get through it as quickly as I can. It's very tough in the beginning of your coaching career to start posting about coaching. So I don't know if I would do it just yet, but you can approach the subject through your messaging and through your challenge groups. I'll tell you, I have quite a few of my coaches right now that started out as challengers. And that's really, that's at the heart of it, because they understand and they begin to learn just how effective and how important health is and what the products do for them. And that has become a really important factor in the coaches that have stayed and have put in their time and investment into the business. So I think that's super important. But you have to find, you have to start planting little seeds and find little details that they share with you that could lead you down that road and understanding, maybe this person might be a good fit for coaching. So are they unhappy with their current positions? Are they a mom and they want to spend more time with their kids? Are they unhappy with their current lifestyle? Do they need more income? Are they in need of a second job or second income coming into the house? Think of things that maybe during conversation, look on their post, talk to them, little tidbits of information that could lead you down that path of using the coaching opportunity as an answer to a problem or a situation that they might have. That's a good way to go about it. And then other ways would be, if you see somebody that's really active in your challenge group and you seem like they're already doing things that are like being a coach, you just go at them, you throw it at them and you say, hey, you're doing such and such, things that I do as a coach, things that we do as a coach. Have you ever considered? A lot a lot of opportunities will come about where you can very easily and not come off too strong by just saying, hey, have you ever considered? You know, you have this, and this quality. I think you would make a phenomenal coach. Have you ever considered? That is number one of the easiest ways to approach the subject with the potential prospect and not be overbearing. And it's just a very simple question. And they will just usually come back at you and say, hey, thanks. You know, I really appreciate you saying that. No, I haven't considered. Can you tell me more about it? A lot of times that's how it works. Try that, okay? All right, guys.
Thank you.
59, we have to get on Wild Impact call now. So if there are any other questions that I may not have answered or anything you think of, just post in the group and we'll attack it through the group page, okay? All right. See you guys later. Have a good night.
Bye.